Hey everybody, how are you? Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Nerd Cave Show. We've been missing you, and there's so much to talk about this week. I really can't. Can you hear him? He's singing. It's frightening. Missing you. He's actually got a not bad voice, but anyway.
I love it how you phrase that.
I know, right?
It's
a not bad
the
voice.
Not so bad voice.
I have a not great voice. He has a not so bad voice.
Together we are the mediocres.
That's it. And on that note, here's the main mediocre. Da, 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 da.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Nerd Cave Show. I almost did the other stuff, but I feel a hiccup coming on. I'm not joking. I literally felt a hiccup right as we did the intro, and I'm sitting here. Stay down, stay down. So right. I've got
happy juice.
I literally, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to relax because you know what it is. You get the hiccups that are just down there, and
yep. They want to hang on.
Yep. Oh, it hit me. Know what it sucks worse is when you know it's coming and you're just trying to fight it off as best you can.
Yeah. And then it hits you by surprise and you're like, you jump twice as much. Yeah.
It's not it's like you finally have to just, you're fighting it and you're like, please don't. And it hits you and you're just like pure disappointment in your own internal organs for, not cooperating.
Yeah.
They are not cooperating. For that liver, which I know it's not your fault at all, but you're getting punished anyway.
Well, but it's a happy punishment.
It is a happy punishment. And tonight we are punishing our livers with the Rebel Yell Root Beer Whiskey. And
tasty. If you haven't yet tried it, please.
You guys need to. The Rebel Yell Root Beer Whiskey. Wow.
The Rebel Root Beer Rooski. That's a new drink. I'm working on that one when I get home.
I actually haven't even, I didn't even drink any until I sat down. That is just pure, unadulterated lack of skill there.
I don't know. I think it takes a lot of skill to be that.
Retro says, how's it going, man? Oh, man. All right. Good evening, everybody. How you doing? It has been a wonderful week. That's what we're calling it anyway.
It has.
It's
been interesting.
It has been. There's been a lot going on in the news. We kind of narrowed down tonight's news. I mean, there was so much to talk about. The new iOS update's coming out, and it's going to cure cancer or make flavored chewing gum or whatever. I don't know. It's going to do some miraculous things. Then we've also got a whole bunch of other stuff. I wanted to talk about Cyberpunk 2077. It's getting pushed back. That's really all that's happened. It's getting pushed back to September.
I can't wait for Cyberpunk. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, that looks so amazing. Did you see, I don't know, anybody who's in Nerd Cave Dwellers, you see a lot of the randomness we post, but did you see, if you guys are looking forward to Cyberpunk stuff, you got to look at, what was that movie I posted? That independent film that was done by Turbo Killer, Basically, Turbo Killer and a director, I can't remember the head, I'm horrible with it, they did a music video. So they decided to do, it's like right around an hour-long feature film that is technically a sequel to a music video. And it is so much cyberpunk, 80s, nostalgia, just...
all the goodness.
It's... the colors, what they did to achieve a lot of the scenes, it looks gorgeous. The only downside is it's on a what is it? It's on a streaming service all by itself, but the streaming service is dedicated to horror movies.
That's Shudder. Yes,
Shudder.
I have Shudder. I will check that out.
You have Shudder?
I have Shudder.
How do you have Shudder? Not tell me.
Because I have things and I haven't told you.
That's rude.
I got Shudder a while ago for the Creep Show, the new series, which is great.
All right, now I need to get your login information because I want to watch that movie so bad. No joke. That's like I'm so looking. I really want to watch that. I've never had any interest in it, but then I saw that video for that movie and I was like, I need to see this. What is it called?
Don't forget, actually, you can do if you haven't had Shudder yet, just do the free week trial on Amazon and watch the movie. And
is it on Amazon?
Yeah, it's through Amazon Prime.
Well,
it's a channel.
I was going to the website. I didn't know it was on Amazon Prime.
Yes, that's where I have it.
But here's the thing. I searched for that movie. What was the name of the movie?
I'll have to look back through.
Is it Blood something?
I want to say something like that. Yes.
Let me look at the page. Oh, I hate this. Now we're like all talking about something we weren't going to talk about. We're talking about it anyway. Tangent.
That's how it works.
Yeah. But it looks so freaking amazing. Oh, Blood Machines.
Blood Machines. That's it. Yes.
I looked for it
I
on
do remember
YouTube
that.
or on Amazon. It did not show up.
And now, okay, Shudder is one of the channels on Amazon, so maybe that has something to do with it, why it didn't show up. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Like they've got HBO and whatnot. I don't know, but I'm going to have to check it out now.
Yeah, me too. All right. So that's another thing. Was like we were talking about that, and I wanted to check that out. So yeah, I like our tangents. They make no sense, but we're happy when we do them.
As long as we keep smiling. Yes, tangents.
Let's see here.
Retro oh yeah, iPhones. Talking about the iOS. iPhone's going to have widgets. We're going to be like Androids.
No. You forget. No. That's like Windows, the Windows Mobile OS or Windows OS or Microsoft OS, or whatever it was called. They had widgets. Actually, we had widgets back in Windows 7, but they were such a high security risk. They were such a bad security risk that Microsoft couldn't even fix them. They just removed them from the operating system.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's how bad they were. So I'm kind of glad. It was like a Windows Vista thing, I think, originally, and then we started getting Windows 7, and then Microsoft realized, oh wow, these are really bad. Like this is allowing people are downloading widgets, and it's giving people remote access to their people's computers, and yeah, the problem was
not a good thing.
To patch any of it would have break all the widgets, and it was just like widgets are gone. Because it wasn't like they were making any money. It was just this neat little thing they threw in the operating system. So yeah, widgets be gone. So now we're gonna get widgets in iOS, and I don't know. Not something I'm thrilled to see, but all right. So first thing we got to talk about tonight. Now, are we done with tangents? We got any more tangents?
Probably, but I can't think of any at the moment.
We'll tangent later.
Yes.
We'll table that tangent for later.
Exactly. And we never know when the table will
Come
turn.
to order. I'd like a sandwich.
I'd like a salad with croutons.
Ooh, yum, yum. And on that note, I'm hungry. All right, so...
Now.
Well, all I had was like... I've been eating way too much fried foods lately, so... my stomach is not happy with me right now. Anyway, speaking about health, the FDA has approved a video game, which is strange because
this is really cool.
It actually really is. Basically, what it is there's a company that's been working on a game, and it was originally called where was it? The current name is called EndeavorRx, but it had original name.
I'm trying to find it here.
Yeah, I know it's for some other. But anyway, so it's been going through trials lately, and basically what it is they found that it's an iPad and iPhone game. Unfortunately, you can't just download it from the App Store. I've already looked. I've already tried. And if you go to the website, there's like a waiting list or a sign up. I think it's one of those where it's one of those apps you've got to get through a prescription, which scares me because if that happens, how much are they going to charge for this app? That's what's got me nervous. But needless to say, it did get approved by the Food and Drug Administration, which is authorizing doctors to prescribe the app for kids between ages 8 and 12 years old with ADHD. It underwent 7 years of clinical trials that studied over 600 children to figure out whether it would actually make a difference. I love this part of it. According to the company's favorite of the 5 studies, the answer is yes. 1/3 of the kids treated no longer had measurable attention deficit on at least one measure of objective attention after playing the obstacle dodging target collecting game for 25 minutes a day, 5 days a week for 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So, it's kind of interesting because this is the first time they've ever approved a video game to be prescribed. You know, for years we've had that whole, video games are bad for you.
Yeah, they're going to deteriorate your brain, yada, yada, yada.
But now we're finding out that, there are some benefits to it. So it's really, really intriguing. Oh, you didn't put the graphic up. This is a little image of part of the game. Like I said, not the highest of graphic quality because, one, it's an iPad game. It actually looks pretty good.
It does.
There's only still images out there currently. I have been looking. I haven't seen any actual gameplay footage. So if there's some out there, someone send me a link. I want to check it out. But they basically in 2014 they wrote how this video game might be the future ADHD and Alzheimer's treatment. And 2017 we explored how prescription video games may be the future of medicine. So currently, now as it is, they can prescribe a video game. Let's see here. FDA says that EndeavorRx is the first prescription video game and it is approved. But there are some other things you got to remember. This is not the first time anything game-related has been something to the medical. Bayer introduced a FDA-approved glucose meter called Digit that could plug into the Nintendo DS back in 2010, which gave kids points for testing their glucose levels, and they could spend in the exclusive Knock 'em Downs, World's Fair video game.
Okay. All right.
Let's see here.
I was unaware of that.
And then Nintendo also tried to create a Wii Vitality sensor back in 2009, but they wound up shoveling the project back in 2013.
Yeah.
So doing medical stuff with video games, I mean, we all know this is stuff, they've been doing that stuff for years. But now we're starting to see the point where the Food and Drug Administration and research is going into it. So I'm glad to see it.
Yeah, it's great. They're finally getting some recognition. I mean, you can do a lot of things for people, especially with video games. So
yeah,
why not?
Retro Sets goes, wow, that sounds really awesome. My son has ADHD. Interesting. The only thing that calms him down is Fortnite. Honestly, Fortnite has the complete opposite because I tend to rage.
It's funny. You should see it sometime.
Then again, most games make me rage. But my house in Fallout 76 is looking marvelous.
Marvelous.
Marvelous. I actually bought wallpaper for my house. And yeah, I've never bought wallpaper in real life ever. I bought it in a game.
Retro says, the kitty game makes you rage.
That's because it was beta and it wasn't done yet, and it was a little bit frustrating, and I couldn't quite understand it. Even though I kind of remember the original game that they're based off of, which was from
World of Warcraft.
No, not World of Warcraft. It was from Warcraft 3.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It was from the RTS. It was a map mode that somebody had made. But this was basically, they took that idea and made an actual game out of it, which I'm okay with. I'm fine with some people doing that, but when you're taking it out of one and you're adapting it to something totally new, you have to make a lot of changes to it. You can't try to make the original game just change the graphics. There's a lot that's got to go into it, and especially when you're making games to today's standards. Having a brand new game where all the dogs look exactly the same is just... there's no excuse for that.
Yeah.
You need to have variety, and you need to have, you want to take some creative liberty to update the game. If you're going to make a new game out of it, you've also got to update the gameplay ever so slightly to current standards. It's the way it is.
Everything has to be updated.
Everything has to be updated. But going back to the EndeavorRx, there was formerly Project Evo. Was originally. It was Project Evo, and now they're calling it EndeavorRx. And I have gone to the website, and if you go to the website, you can look up EndeavorRx. You can go to their website, but there's nowhere to download it. There's just a wait list. There's a link, and you submit your information. That's really the only thing is of it. I'm really curious on what they're going to charge for it. I'm scared to think that if it's an FDA approved, that they're going to get like $100 for a game or something like that. Even though they did invest a lot of money in this, there's a certain give or take on, how much you're going to charge for an iPad game. Where most people are spending, $1 to $5 for something, having people pay $100 to $200 for, it can be prescribed. But then again, they may offset the cost with medical insurance. Mm-hmm. Who knows how they're going to work it out? Who knows?
If it can be prescribed, I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah, but even though something can be prescribed does not mean your insurance will cover it.
No, that's very true, but I'm just saying.
Crazy areas, maybe insurance will cover it. Talk to your insurance about some birth control. Talk to your insurance about some surgeries, and they'll tell you they don't cover them, even though they do them all the time. So when it comes to ADHD, I honestly don't know. I am very curious of what they would think, but I would, being as it's a one-time purchase and it goes to your, it depends on how they set it up. And I'd be interested. If anybody has any information on that, let me know. I'm curious. So I think it's candy challenge time because I want candy. I want candy. Even though I've been sucking down root beer or whiskey, I want candy. Boom. I want candy.
This candy challenge was brought to us by Retro
Obsessed.
Retro Obsessed.
Retro Obsessed has brought us, and I didn't even know these existed. These are the Abba Zabbas, and unfortunately these are cut in half because Gary took half, I took the other half. And you can see, the problem is that's not a straight edge. It looks like he just bit down on it. So
I used a steak knife and I gave you the lion's share.
I didn't want a lion. So yeah, we've got blue wildberry and wild strawberry, and these are sour taffy.
Sour Abba Zabba.
Sour Abba Zabba. And here's the thing. There is no link for these because there was on Amazon and then they disappeared. And if you go to their website, which is like Abigail's Candy, I think it is, you'll find a link for a box of 24. So go and find these in the store.
Annabelle Candy Company.
Annabelle Candy. I knew it was something like that.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying the, what is this? What is the red one there? You have the title of it?
Wild strawberry is...
Wild strawberry.
Wild strawberry. I'm going to try the blue wild berry.
Let's try it. Here we go.
If I can do this, if I can get it open. Sour taffy. This has got me...
Not bad.
Oh. Definitely taffy.
And there is a bit of sourness to it.
Not as sour as I thought it would be. It's almost like it's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my tongue's going blue.
I like these.
A sour blueberry is actually something a bit different. Like I wasn't expecting. The sour does kind of cover over the blueberry a little bit, but it's not really bad. It's different. Got a little bit more. I gotta save something for my daughter. It's interesting. I mean, it's good.
Retro says we can get them at grocery outlet.
Okay. Yeah, Retro's like, I think we need an actual challenge.
I think
Grocery
we
Outlet
might
is
have
testing-
an actual challenge coming up.
Oh, Grocery Outlet is a testing. Oh, well, you got to remember, we're here in Kern County. We're a test market.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're landlocked. We're basically 2 hours in any direction from any major city. We're kind of an isolated, but we're also a very good pool of, if it works here, there's a very high percentage chance that it'll work just about anywhere. We're kind of a generic place to test things.
Yeah, we're a test market.
We really are.
We're guinea pigs here in Bakersfield.
Oh, we are. I've been one all my life. All right, it's time for the strawberry. If I can get the little plastic piece, so I don't want to eat the plastic. Let's see here. Retro says, yes, for sure. Always find something different there. Just found my kids Pop-Tarts. What? Pop-Tarts cereal? I think they're up for 2 days after that. That's the thing. Because most of you guys don't realize we actually have several companies are based out of Kern County, and that's why they do what we do. They do. You'll try something here and you go somewhere else. Like we'll have stuff here for a while and then it'll disappear, and we're like, well, I wonder what happened. That it's like we were a test market. You go somewhere else and other people are like, I don't know what you're talking about. We never heard. Like, people work at grocery stores. Like, I've never seen that before. It's like, yeah, we had it for like a year. And I was like, yeah, it's because we were the guinea pigs. All right. Strawberry. This is wild strawberry.
The blueberry one's pretty good.
The blueberry is. Okay, the strawberry doesn't taste like the sour kind of counteracts it, but it doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't. Well, no, there's the strawberry. It's kind of different. Not like it's not an overpowering sour, but it is just enough there. But it complements the flavors really good.
Mm-hmm.
I got food chunk. So the strawberry has nothing on the blue of the blue taffy because. Yep. No. I'm kind of going purple now. All right, I gotta save the rest of these for my daughter. Let's see here. The schnozberries. Yeah, Retro says the schnozberries taste like schnozberries. Little fun fact. Retro, quick question. Do you know what schnozberries are? You know what schnozberries are. This is a good one for all the book people who are now sitting there chuckling. Riddle me this. Retro says, I do not, honestly. All right. So do you remember who's the author of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Can't remember his name. So therefore, but anyway, the author of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory wrote other stories. Go read them. And many years later, he wrote another book. And in that book, he explained what schnozberries are. And the description was something along the line, I can't remember what it is, but it was, you take, if it was something along the lines of a little kid, I can't remember the exact line, I'm going to butcher it, but I apologize. You grab him by the schnozberries and yank. So if you're curious that the schnozberries taste like schnozberries, kids' balls. Gives a whole new meaning. No joke. Go look it up. Quick Google search will confirm that. I can't remember the exact. Here, I'm going to look it up. Real quick because I don't want to butcher it. No, what are SHNOZ schnozberries? Oh no, SNOZZBERRIES. Okay. So Roald Dahl and schnozberries. So years after Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was published, the adult novel involves Oswald Hendrik Cornelius, a.k.a. the greatest fornicator of all time.
The greatest
and his accomplice, Yasmin Houndcomley. The two schemed to sell semen of famous men to women who desire to child famous progeny. So I was slightly wrong on that, but yeah, schnozberry. That's what schnozberries are.
Yeah.
Now, whether that's the exact one or not, but that's literally what he wrote years ago.
There was also a mention of that in a movie. I have to do some research, and I will. Mm-hmm. But it's basically the same thing. There was one character, I want to say it was, I believe his name is Alan Hale. He's the one that played the skipper on Gilligan's Island. Okay, he was in another movie. But he was talking about the scene came in like mid-conversation, and what you heard basically was him saying, "Wow, right in the schnozberries."
Yep.
So yeah, there's a couple of different references as to what schnozberries are.
But the original author wrote that in a book. It was a more adult oriented. So schnozberries are men's genitalia.
Yep.
And knowing is half the battle. And now, when you go back and watch Charlie and the Chocolate Factory,
that whole movie,
whole new meaning.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna segue here just a little bit because there's been an interesting little kind of there was about we have a candy challenge waiting for us, and it's the one that Mandy ordered for us.
I put it right there.
We're gonna open the package up at the end of the show.
I don't like
believe.
how you said package.
Yeah, well.
We don't talk about. You don't say. We
I
don't
didn't say anything about schnozberries,
and then you end with package. We're gonna open the package.
We're gonna open the envelope. We're gonna push the envelope.
Good save. Good save, sir.
Well,
good save.
If I remember correctly, we planned we're gonna open it at the end of the show.
We were gonna do it last week, but
yeah, we had other. Yeah. I'm nervous about.
I'm just gonna sit here with my comic books, and yes, these are mine. If you guys noticed in the image, I was looking for something from 1989 because that's the year that Michael Keaton's Batman came out. But these are from 1988 and August and September of 1988, so I'm still safe. And if that's still upset with you, bite me.
Or disguise yourself as a piece of equipment
No.
and he'll fondle you.
Maybe. Well, it depends on what kind of implement. All right, we're going down a road I don't want to go down. You, sir, are making me uncomfortable. Okay, so transitioning off of Candy Challenge, now that we brought up my comic books, it is time to talk about happy news. Oh, I was so excited when I saw this.
I'm excited for this.
There has been so much talk lately. Actually, there's been talk for years trying to get Michael Keaton to reprise his role as Bruce Wayne, a.k.a. Batman. And there is a rumor. Don't be fooled right now. There are talks. And essentially what's happening is, in the DC, well, I don't know if it's DCU, but the DC movies are working on a Flash movie. And...
Oh, yeah, Ezra Miller's... Yep. Mm-hmm.
Ezra Miller... Which I still would have preferred, what's his name, who plays the television show to do it, but fine, Ezra Miller.
What is wrong with you over there at the DC movie people place?
Most of them do that. They'll create a show that's great and then do a movie that's not so great.
You have characters that are committed to these roles.
They don't understand. Like, one of the things that makes the MCU so great is not only their... I don't want to go too much into it, but the fact that the movies can't tie in the television shows was with the DCU, you can't, because they're like, well, for the TV shows we use these actors, but for the movie, so there's a complete disconnect or two, and that's just ignorance on their part. Anyway, moving on.
Ignorance.
So right now, they're talking about getting Michael Keaton to don the cowl again. They're currently in talks. I said if the deal makes, Keaton wouldn't just return for Flash, but possibly several other DC-oriented film projects. Sources say that the role being envisioned for the veteran actor is akin to the role played by Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, something of a mentor or guide or even string puller. Batgirl is one of the projects in development that could fall into that category. Now, the one thing we have is we already had what's his name? We already had Ben Affleck playing Batman. And people are like, well, how can you do that? Easy. Flash fixed this a long time ago, Flashpoint. He can go through multiple universes. He can go back in time. Flash is like this. We don't like this idea. Flash fix. Blink, we just fixed it.
That's that is exactly the perfect way to describe
Flash is essentially DC's little rubber eraser. Move him real fast and stuff goes away. Draw something new
in a red suit.
Well, you got a red eraser. But that's basically what's going on.
I want to see Keaton as Batman and Bruce Wayne, not as Batman, but as Bruce Wayne in the Batman Beyond storyline. I believe it's the Batman
I want to see
Beyond
Nightfall
storyline.
happen. I don't know if most of you guys know, and I think this would be a perfect movie to work on, is during the whole Ezra... Oh, the hiccups are back. I'm fighting them bad. Apologize, everybody. So, essentially what happened was Bane broke Batman's back. I believe that's what happened that time.
I believe it was,
And Batman had years to heal. but he was going to heal. The problem is he couldn't just go away. He actually brainwiped, or at least in one of the Nightfall stories, he brainwipes a prisoner who had a very similar fighting skill set, brainwiped him, threw him in a bat suit, gave him memories he needed. But the problem was his past started reemerging, and he started doing more of what he was, and he started going against and even the villains were like, dude, you're using projectiles, you're not Batman. And he started adjusting the cape and cowl and the outfit, and he started, he literally built Batman projectiles that came out of the wrist, and it was nailing people, and he was starting to push the limit of, you know what, maybe this villain does need to die. So, and then eventually when Batman healed enough, he had to take him down to get his mantle back, but eventually he took off and became a superhero, and I think he fell off the map. But yeah, I really
vaguely
would love
remember
that
storyline. Yeah.
The other thing, and everybody's talked about it for years, and come on, Michael Keaton's at the perfect time of his age of his life right now to play the grizzled, worn down Batman. There's also talks, which probably will tie into this, of doing a live-action Batman Beyond. And you know what? Do you ever see Batman Beyond?
Now, I've seen a little bit here and there, but that's the one where Batman is basically retired for whatever reason.
He's still in the Batcave, but he has a younger guy.
He's Alfred, basicly.
No, he's in a wheelchair. He's still a badass, but he's still one of those people where he stays behind the computers and does all the research while basically Batman becomes split in between. You have the actual detective and stuff who stays behind the computer and then goes out and does other things, but he has the physical fighting and the prowess and the physical movement being done by somebody else. He doesn't have to do a bulk of he's got basically kind of like the easy road where he doesn't have to do a lot of the investigating, but he's also got Bruce Wayne being kind of a mentor for him. So, he's that voice of reason, voice of unreason, or the voice of direction inside of his ear the entire time. Mm-hmm. So it's like Batman with a monkey on his back. A very butt-whipping monkey. Like a trunk monkey.
So you can't say Batman and monkey and me not think of Gleek.
But I am so looking forward to this. Michael Keaton, let it happen. DC, whatever, just pay him.
I think Michael Keaton wants it to
You'll
happen.
make your money back on this.
I think it's all just a matter of whether DC is going to go with an idea that works. I'm sorry, let's face it. DC doesn't always do that.
Here's the thing. The female director, and I can't remember her name, I apologize. I don't remember a lot of names. I'm stuck with them. The female director that did Wonder Woman needs to direct the movie. Because, honestly, I think that's what we need. And because the last couple of movies, they weren't quite there. I think we need to have Michael Keaton come back, be a little bit more grizzled. He's more aged. We don't need. We're done with the origin stories. Now, here's the thing. The other problem is we got Pat Robinson Batman coming out here soon. So that's one of the problems with the DC movies is they're so freaking fragmented. It's hard to keep track. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to hurt them. I mean, the Joker was great, but the Joker wasn't. It was just a wonderful story.
DC makes better standalone movies.
They do, but there's some stuff that needs to tie together.
Oh, I completely agree with you. But
Especially,
here's the reason. I don't think for some reason, they can't find the formula to make that work.
Well, the problem is if they're going to use Ezra and Flash, you're tying movies together. So there's got to be some movies have to have continuity if you're going to do that.
True.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, man, he's like a love Flashpoint. So we'll see. I have not gotten back into the Flash television show.
We just started the whatever the current or previous season 5, I think it is. Mm-hmm. But it's not bad.
But I'm looking forward to it. I really hope Michael Keaton does it. DC, just pay him whatever he wants. I mean, you heard
it here, folks. That's how we think. Pay Michael Keaton what he wants. Make it happen.
He's hands down the best Batman we've had. And everything he's done, if you ever watch Michael Keaton, he's very picky on his roles, but when he does them, he does an amazing job. What was it, Birdman he did?
He was the Vulture.
The Vulture, yeah.
Yeah, in
absolutely
Spider-Man
fantastic.
Homecoming.
He's an amazing actor. I don't know of any role that I don't like him in. He's one of those people that does an amazing job.
He's a great actor. I've always been a fan of Michael Keaton.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see him come back as the Batman and do his
I do
thing.
too. I think that's the best choice they can possibly do. If they really, really want to drive interest into it and bring back a lot of the fans, they're going to need to get him. They're going to have to get passionate directors. All the bean counters need to get just booted in the butt and shoved out the door. No joke. If you have a tie, I don't want you within 10 miles of this movie. I don't want you phone calling them. I don't want anything. I want you to shut up and let them make a great movie.
No text message, no Twitter, no nothing.
Yeah, don't zoom in what you think should work, or don't try to Facebook message and botch up this movie like you've botched up the rest of them.
Every single one.
A great movie happen. Look at Joker. You kind of just like, you know what, fine, let them do it. Look at Deadpool, fine, just let them do it. And look what happens. Greatness happens. You guys get involved. Case in point, you want to know how bad it is when you let suits get involved with stuff? Fantastic Four.
Boom.
You guys in suits, I know you're in it for making money, but sometimes you're just idiots.
Idiots. I agree with that statement.
All right. Enough on that. I think we need to move on. Because
it's a heart-wrenching...
It is. I want to see it happen. I really do. So, Cave Jam time.
Cave Jam.
And this one, I'm going to kind of sit this one out.
Ooh.
Because tonight, we have a new toy. And this one's for more of you camera or live streamers. I picked this little job out for you guys because it's $20, but I let the beard play with it for a little bit. So go ahead and tell me what you think.
This little tool is great. It's really, really versatile. I'm going to read you the specs for it real here. I might mess up the name, but I'm going to call it the Oot-Bit C-Clamp. Now, it's got a 1/4-inch screw adjustable clamp, and you can fit, like you can see the picture right here. That is a chair in my living room. You can clamp that to it. You can put your camera up at the top there, and then you've got that little... that spot on the bottom. You can, if you have an adapter, you can attach a microphone clip to it, and you can attach your microphone to it so you can, record in high quality. You can put other lights on it. There's no telling,
it has a lot of
different
flexibility.
ideas. There's a lot of flexibility. There's a lot of different things you can do with it. It's a really cool little piece of equipment. I'm going to be getting one because
mine.
just playing with that he let me take it home last week right after the show.
I want to know what your opinion was of it.
I mean, you can see that's my point. I have my camera on my light right there.
A microphone mounted underneath it.
Now the microphone's not connected because I was just
you also don't
taking
have a lens
the shot.
on your camera,
but no, actually that's my 24 millimeter.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my 24 millimeter lens. So yeah, it's, there's so many things you could do with this. It's great. You could mount a cell phone holder to it and, for just selfies or vlogging for things like that, if you're going to use your iPhone or whatever. But yeah, you're not limited. That's the thing I love about it. It opens up so many different possibilities.
Let me kind of show everybody this thing. So basically what you have here is you've got this it's kind of like a C-clamp. It's got, it's almost square except for this 45-degree slope here. So literally on the C-clamp style or the thread screw, there's actually a post right here on the top where you can mount mount something there.
Yep.
You've got a solid thread, which is basically it's hard mounted in there. The thread itself doesn't move. Right here on the 45. On the top flat part or the perpendicular part to the clamp, this one actually has a dial on it or a large screw, so you can actually hold something to it and turn this to tighten it down.
Yep.
You also have a hard tighten down with a rubber face on the bottom of it. On top of that, so you've got those 4 posts there. You've got the C-clamp, which does have the grooves for pipes. So you can either you can mount it to it. It does have this little rubber pad on it. You can mount it to flat surfaces, or it's got the little V channels in the top and both the rubber and the screw top part to mount it to round pipes. On top of that, they don't show it in the picture, but there's another thread hole right here on the inside of it. You can you can essentially mount this like this and have these. So it's very, very flexible where you can have a camera, a light, and a microphone mounted to this one thing and clamp it down.
Yeah, like I said, it's an extremely versatile piece of equipment. I'm surprised he hasn't started fondling it yet.
I am fondling it.
Well, you've seen what I've seen, so you know what I'm talking about.
And the main reason it's like I got people who want to live stream them playing instruments. These could be easily mounted for cameras and lights to your mic stands, to your instrument stands, your drum kit stands. If you've got one of those little arms, you can clamp this on and add more stuff to it. If you just want to clamp it to your desk, you can clamp it like this. Have your camera setting here and a microphone, your shotgun mic coming off right here. Mm-hmm. You can actually, if you've got a camera with a 45-degree bend, you can mount it here, put your light here. Like you can actually have like multiple pieces hanging on there, or you can mount the mic underneath and have it come under. It's very, very versatile, very, very flexible. It's solid metal. If you look how thick how thick would you say this is?
Is
that like a 1/4 inch thick?
Yeah, that's a
aluminum.
1/4 inch.
So this thing is not...
It's solid.
It's solid. This isn't plastic. This is solid metal. It's got rubber pads on 3 of the posts. The only one that doesn't is this one right here. But beyond that, it's just a solid piece of kit for $20.
Yeah,
so those people who are using
buy.
cameras, live streams, I'm going to say you guys will find a lot of good use with this. If you've already got like a mic stand, well, bam, mic stand, mount your camera right there. Or
let's say if you play bongos and you want to mic your set, and you can put the camera right there, so you've just got a nice tight shot of your hands playing. It works perfectly for that.
Oh, I can easily see somebody not only if you have your mic clamping this to it and putting a GoPro or some small narrow field mic to where you can get that little close up shot of you whacking on the your tom or rack or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're doing like portable, you're one of those people that likes to do portable live streaming or video recording. This will allow you. This is basically a nice little kit where you can mount it to a table, mount it to a fence, mount it to a pole that's out somewhere. Like this is kind of a lifesaver, and it's got a huge jaw on it.
Yeah, so it's no joke. I mean, that's
This like the amount of travel you have here. So that's the main. When I was going through, I was like, you know what? This is so flexible. I know so many people that can make use of this. I've got friends of mine that live stream them playing instruments. I've got friends of mine that are doing music, friends of mine that are doing games. There's a lot of people I know that can make a lot of good use with this. I know some people that they're having a hard time because they can't do mics because they have a shelf right here.
Yeah.
You can literally mount this on there, mount your camera right here, and the camera would have a nice 45-degree angle down to you, and you can mount to the shelf right there. Not only that, but you can also you can literally mount your light to it right here, so you have your light and your camera. And if you've got a microphone clip, you can put your microphone right there. Like you can literally have all 3 mounted to this.
Exactly. And
it would give you the flexibility of like moving it around. So $20. Did you post a link?
I was talking.
Yeah, no, I
apologize.
Right, we changed things up tonight, and I wanted him to talk about it first because I gave this to him for a week. I bought it and then gave it to him, and I told him, "You play with it. You tell me what." And actually, if you look at the picture, these are the ones that he took. There's a link right there. Like I said, 1/4 inch screw. It's got 4, but there's another one right here with threads that you can mount something to it. I was going to test it out to see what thread it is in there. It's just really dark in here, and I got a lot of shadows, and I can't really tell. But definitely, for those of you guys looking for some creative ways, or you've got shelves you want to mount lights off of, this is what you're going to use. And trust me, it's a hard enough metal. This thing is one of those pieces of kit that you'll buy once and run and have for a long, long time. Take care of it, and yeah, because I mean the paint's going to come off if you're rough with it. That's just with anything, but being able to clamp your lights or your microphones or your cameras to just about any surface.
You can put almost your entire setup up on with that, just in one spot right there. It's a great piece of equipment.
Yeah, and it's like I said, right now it's $20. Click the link, you can pick it up on Amazon. Yeah, it's a. I don't think they have a weight rating because this thing itself weighs like what, a couple of pounds, doesn't it?
It's probably about a pound.
Yeah, it's a couple of pounds. I'll say 4 pieces of DSR, non-slip rubber pad. Avoid damage to the camera desk by friction. Yeah, they don't have much of it, but that's still. Like I said, pretty heavy duty, pretty nice, very flexible. Definitely guys get you one because I know a lot of you guys are trying to find some unique ways of mounting stuff. I know a few people that their computers have to mount in one of those little computer nooks, and you've got a shelf that's over your monitor. This will allow you to rig up your camera or your light or whatever right to it and not damage anything. So therefore, your parents don't beat the crap out of you.
That is an equipment bag necessity.
It really is. It really is. That's just something I'm going to be carrying. I'm going to put in my bag. That way, if we ever need it or anything. Eventually, what's going to happen is I'm going to get one of these for your setup over there, but I want to stop using the microphone stand.
Yeah.
We've kind of done other little trickery around here. So, all right. Anything else we want to talk about?
That is, as far as that piece goes.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, I've already said it.
Okay.
It's a great piece of equipment.
All
I mean,
right.
you could even mount it on a light stand. You know, and it'll really open up.
C-stand, mic stand, light stand. I saw the picture you sent. It was just hard to differentiate with everything.
Yeah.
But beyond that, no, it's got a lot of versatility with it. Yeah. The fact that they actually put rubber pads on just about all of them means you don't have to worry about scarring up your equipment, and the rubber pads are actually. They're tacky enough to once you put something on, you don't have to over tighten. It's just going to grip on it pretty well.
Yeah.
So.
And it does. It holds it really steady. So it's yeah.
All right. I think we're done with that. You guys see that is a big spot on there, isn't there? I had a little owie on my head. Someone beat the crap out of me with my bed bugs. All right. So Billy Mitchell's back in the news.
Billy Mitchell.
You guys have known he keeps coming up. If you guys remember, and I can't remember how long ago this was, basically Twin Galaxies, which is one of the holders of a lot of Vintage Arcade's gaming scores, highest records, stripped Billy Mitchell of his titles because of the video that had been submitted. Now, mind you, this was a really old video, and it was a video that was digitized from VHS. So it's...
Yeah, I remember that was
So basically what's happened is Guinness Book of World Records has decided to reinstate him. So what had happened was Twin Galaxies stripped him after they reviewed, looked at the video, and they said, no, we believe this is MAME, we believe this is fake. So they stripped him, and they went, Guinness, being as they got their information from Twin Galaxies, they said, well, being as Twin Galaxies stripped you, we have to remove your world records then, because they're the ones that provided us with the information altogether. So here recently, within the last couple of weeks, Guinness Book of World Records has released a press release, and they posted it on YouTube that after review, they have decided to reinstate all of Billy Mitchell's world record high scores. And so as far as Guinness World Records concerned, they now recognize him as the first player to achieve a perfect Pac-Man score of 3,333,360 points in 1999. The first player to reach 1 million points in Donkey Kong in 2005. Now, there's a lot that's led up to this, and there's a lot to discuss on this. So, first of all, there was the whole deal with, and I've watched a lot of the videos, and I kind of see it, but Twin Galaxies, I was a little skeptical on Twin Galaxies. I mean, I know I had said that I think Twin Galaxies went a little overboard on their decision, and I do believe because they were looking at a video that, yes, that the video may have been doctored, but him actually getting the score. And what I had said was, I believe that what they should have done was go, look, Billy Mitchell, we don't believe the video you submitted is legitimate, so let's reset up. We want you to practice, and we want you to try to reach that score again. At least to see to do it. Because under no circumstances can you say that Billy Mitchell needs to cheat. He is a really good player. Case in point, if you go and search, there's a video out there. He redid, there's very few people can do it, but he played Pac-Man and reached level, and went past the glitch screen, which is past level 256. He did it again last year.
So that answers Retro's question. He said, did he actually rescore all the points, or was someone just giving a bunch of money for him to go back into the records?
Nobody gave anybody money. This is what happened, okay? Because Guinness basically said that we went off Twin Galaxies. Twin Galaxies pull their scores, so we're pulling them too. Billy Mitchell first laid a complaint, and that was that's what Guinness stuck to. Then Billy Mitchell started a lawsuit against them and Twin Galaxies. That got Guinness World Records and their actual refs attention. From what I understand, the lawsuit that Billy Mitchell filed was a, what was it actually? It was basically they filed a defacement or something like that. But the thing is Billy Mitchell, he had no chance to win in court over that lawsuit. The reason being is he would have had to prove that they had actually acted, they removed his stuff in malice. It knew the statements were false, or they had recklessly disregarded the truth or falsity. He said, you must prove to win the geez, why can I not say that word? I need to drink more. He could not, there was no way he could prove his case. But Guinness Book of World Records still went back and reviewed. What had happened was, there's a lot going on in the case, and this is where, if you go back and watch a lot of the original, I was always like, you guys see, it was definitely, they were on a bloodlust. The Twin Galaxies guys. There was a lot of that, we don't like him, so we're going to find anything we possibly can. The problem is the video was only added as, like, kind of, back when he did those, Mitchell perform, get his score, and he was technically one of the eyewitnesses, and he's also been considered one of the eyewitnesses and the people that signed off for the Guinness Book of World Records for other people. So his credibility is kind of there, and it wasn't just him. There were several other people. If you go back and watch the Twin Galaxies deal, it's what they basically were saying. Well, they're good friends, so we can't believe him. That's literally, if you go and watch them, that's literally what the videos were saying. Oh, they were good friends, so you can't believe his. And that's why when we look at this video, it's all we can go. They pretty much ignored the fact that all of them were, they couldn't, if you went and watched the videos, they never once discredited any of Billy Mitchell's eyewitnesses. They only came up with speculative that they're good friends, so obviously they were lying. That's literally what they were saying. They had no way of proving it. There was no proof of that. But that's what they said to try to get away with it. And then they went back with the video. Here's the problem with the video. When Twin Galaxies originally started, all the videos were real small or highly compressed. Not only that, it was originally done on like a little video camcorder. Eventually, that had to get converted. And it wasn't a camera over the deal. They literally had to get a video converter, and it was a bit of a hack because they didn't have these back then, to convert the video game output video signal, which is a 24 frames per second. It's not standard TV. You cannot plug the output of an arcade box into a normal TV. They won't read. They're totally different. That's why arcade tubes are video screens. They're highly expensive, and nobody even makes them anymore. So the guys who repair them get top dollar because the parts are not easily sourced, but we'll go into that later. The video itself, you got to understand, they had to do a makeshift converter to get the video and audio output into a device to record it, and they're not in sync. You've got a video camcorder that's recording at one frame rate where another one is recording at another. On top of that, there's a lot of speculative. So whenever the video's in question, you have to go back to the other sources, and they discredit them just because, oh, they're friends of them. That's literally what you saw. Mm-hmm. So that was what Twin Galaxies went with. Now, the thing is one of the original officials, as I stated before, and the gentleman's name was where is his? I'm trying to remember the guy's name. Let's see here. Oh, Walter Day. Mm-hmm. Walter Day, who was the original founder of Twin Galaxies, who eventually sold it to the new guy. And there's something else that's coming up that's going to kind of why I really it makes me dislike the new Twin Galaxies guy a little bit more. He sounds a bit childish. Twin Galaxy founder Walter Day said at Guinness videos that he is very pleased to see this happen, and it would, and I have had faith it would turn out this way. All the people who were part of the old days, who played the old games and saw Billy Mitchell play, they knew that he was completely capable of getting those records. They also knew that there was no game capable of being played back in the golden age. I watched a lot of the video, and I was always a little, something's not right here. But I've always been, you go back and watch my videos, I always said they should allow him to retry. Well, last year, Billy Mitchell went back and redid the level 256 Pac-Man and got the game glitch screen.
The glitch screen, yeah.
He did it again. And I'm pretty sure if he sat down and started doing the Donkey Kong, he would do that again too. It'd take him some time to get warmed back up, but I'm pretty sure he would do it. Under no circumstances can you say that he is not one of the top game Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, original arcade game players. He is. There's no way anybody can disprove that. He has proven time and time again. One of the other things, and here's the other thing, when he did the original Donkey Kong, what he got was an actual, and he said he has the box to it. Now, that proves that he did, at that time, did have in his person an original Donkey Kong arcade board. Let me find it. Let me find it here. Let me see here. I'm trying to find the information, but he actually had the original box. And I gotta find it. We gotta find it. Oh yeah, he goes. To this day, I still possess the box. Mitchell said it occurred in live public venues under observation of numerous referees and third-party eyewitnesses. In the 1,050,200 world record, I played on hardware verified by the senior engineer at Nintendo. To this day, I still possess the box used to ship the hardware with his name and Nintendo's UPS account number. Those are facts. So we know that he had a board that was verified by Nintendo themselves. So yeah. The fact, and now here's another thing. Here's one more thing that we got to look into this, because I read some of this on Ars Tech. I read some of the other ones, and like I said, there was always something a little bit. If you ever watch go and watch the videos, and you always see that little bit of Billy Mitchell has an attitude about him, and he is a little bit pompous, but that's fine. Some of the top people are. You work in the entertainment industry, I see this all the time. He's not the worst I've ever seen, by far. But Billy Mitchell does have that bit of an attitude which can rub some people wrong.
Yeah.
I think, yes, there was something glitchy with the video, but I honestly think they should have gone back. He had eyewitnesses. Basically, they just hung him up just because of a video. And they ignored the fact that he had eyewitnesses. They immediately canned the eyewitnesses just because it was convenient for them. They couldn't actually disprove the eyewitnesses. They just kind of, we're going to come up with some medium way of disproving it, which actually didn't. I honestly believe if that was they should have, hey, look, can you reproduce your score? Or at least get close to it. Let's see you play. I honestly think that would have been, if they were true gamers and they were true fans of the game and true fans of the high scores, they would at least given him the opportunity.
That would have been the best course of action.
And honestly, when they shut him down and immediately wiped out and then banned him, which really flagged me, I was really like, wait a minute, why would you ban something? Why didn't you say, we're wiping your scores, start over?
Yeah.
At least give him a chance to prove himself. No, we don't even want him to prove himself. We don't want that.
It does sound like some kind of personal.
So,
I don't want to say vendetta, but
Yeah. So, Ars Technica sent Twin Galaxies, the current Twins Galaxy, Jace Hall, an email asking all Jace Hall. They asked Jace Hall about it. All he sent back was a meme image. Didn't reply back. It's like sent back an email, a meme image, the most unprofessional thing you can possibly do. As far as I'm concerned, Twin Galaxies, I'm putting it at that. Because like I said, I've seen a lot of the videos. Yes, if the video did look fake, but he had eyewitnesses. Just have him play again. Oh, no. Let's just get rid of him. We don't like him. That's literally what it sounded like. If anybody really stepped back and did an objective look, you would have noticed that they just didn't like him and they were going to hang him. Now, there was a possibility that he could have been cheating. Give him a chance to prove himself.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're video games. You give everybody a chance. With them, it was like, no. And I really think Twin Galaxies shot themselves in the foot more than anything else. Because as far as I'm concerned, that really makes Twin Galaxies far less reputable to believe. Especially the fact when all they can do is send back a freaking meme as a response rather than be an adult. Or an actual CEO of a company.
Yeah. I agree with you.
But yeah, no, I honestly, he sat there and did the Pac-Man score. I honestly, I would love to see Billy Mitchell play. I'd love to see him play in a cabinet. If they can disprove any of his, like legitimately disprove all of his witnesses, then fine. Let's strip Billy Mitchell's scores. But Billy Mitchell actually has evidence to prove that his eyewitnesses, he's actually got eyewitnesses. Until Twin Galaxies can genuinely disprove them, they don't have a case. They don't have proof. So, I don't know. It's one of those really, it's kind of been a weird 2 years with that one, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And Billy Mitchell hasn't given up on it. I don't know if I'd actually like him I don't know. I've never met the guy, but he does have that kind of a pompous. But you know what? That comes with it. He's a business owner. He's a very, very avid retro arcade game player.
Enthusiast and player, yeah.
So, mad props to him. I mean, more power to him. I don't hate the guy. Maybe he's rubbed a few people wrong, which is fine. But I'd really like to see what Twin Galaxy has to say about it, but I got a feeling they're not going to. I think they're just mad because they didn't get to slam the door on Billy Mitchell, and Billy Mitchell kind of showed him up. But hey, Billy Mitchell put forth a lot of the evidence. So
yeah,
most retro guys are pompous. Even the guys who are maintaining the websites with the scores, they don't like to be beat. They don't. And now they're getting older and bitter. So, and like I said, I watched a lot of the videos, and I didn't get a good vibe from those guys making the videos either. Go and watch them, but really sit back and have an objective look at it. And you can tell they're trying to present themselves as objectionable, but there's always that air of, I don't like Billy Mitchell, and this is why.
Yeah.
And that really steered their decision. I honestly believe that if they really questioned, the problem was they were like, well, you got to reproduce the original video. And it's like, dude, he made that video back in the 80s. I don't even have my cassette tapes from a kid back then. Even then, it's all magnetic media. Who knows if the videos would even work?
Yeah.
You know, who knows if it would be demagnetized?
Yeah, you can't.
I don't know.
Yeah. Retro just asked, can you find those on YouTube?
Just do a search on Billy Mitchell. Do a search for Billy Mitchell cheater. Do a search for Billy Mitchell. You can search for Billy Mitchell cheater, Billy Mitchell twin galaxies. Trust me, there's a ton of them out there, and there's a lot of videos, and there's a bunch of people that are trying to hang him real quick. They just, you know, he's the top dog, so they're going to bring him down. Rightly so. If you can find a flaw in something, find it. But I do. Some of the stuff was a little bit edge on speculative more than what they were saying it was proof. But like literally, whenever they did the whole thing with the original Twin Galaxies owner, they were basically saying, "Oh, they were friends," so that discredits them. I'm like, no. If he was technically considered the ref, you have to prove that. Here's the problem. If you can prove that he falsified his score, that means anything he ever signed off on is now invalid. Because if he can't be an eyewitness for one, he can't be an eyewitness for everything. And the problem is I never once saw a video where they did that. It was mostly just he's guilty by association. They're friends, therefore you can't trust his score. No, BS. I know people that are refs and competitors, but the ref is always, won't side with their friend if it's not the right call.
Yeah.
Prove that he did that. Prove that what he did was wrong, and then we'll go from there. But you can't do the whole guilty by association.
Yeah, it's not right.
But a lot of those videos are really good to watch. Really, they're very eye-opening. So definitely go watch it. Me personally, am I upset about Billy Mitchell getting his deal? No. Especially being as he was able to reproduce the Pac-Man 200, getting past level 256. And I've always said I know he's a good player, or at least I assumed he was a really good player. So I think if he can, I'd like to see him just do a current video. And I believe he has been. But you got to remember, that's all difficult. He's like, very few people in the world can pull that off. But I would love to watch him do it. But it takes a lot out of somebody to do it. So, plus it's getting harder and harder on these arcades are getting harder and harder to maintain. So
yeah,
you got to remember they don't make this stuff no more. Even the tube screens they don't make no more. And you can't really adapt. You can, but it's not right. Adapt old arcades to the newer monitors because they're completely. You have to use converters, and those converters are literally taking the signal and frame rate, the whole 9 yards, and converting it into something else. It adds a delay, which makes it, when you're a top player, you notice it. It's better to play on all original hardware. So, and those older arcades are really getting difficult to maintain. There's very few of them left in the world. And most of the people who have original arcades are holding on to them because they're massive collector's items. All right. We got anything else to talk about? I'm done with Billy Mitchell.
We have one thing left to do.
What we got to do?
It is
to
your right.
I go get it. All right. You're going to have to get off me.
We have our reveal.
We have.
Oh.
All right. Switch to you.
Yep.
I got to.
All right. Ray is going to grab our candy challenge that was purchased by my wife. And when I turn his camera back on, he is going to open up the envelope. Now,
because I was supposed to have this sitting over here next to me, and I did not, because that's how well I prepare.
Now, I have not seen this.
You didn't cover over your... Can I show everybody your address?
No. Sorry about that. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Magic Trick Store. That's scary. Okay, this is from Magic Trick Store.
There's a piece of looks like electric tape on the top of the envelope there, because she opened it just to make sure it was proper.
Yeah, and I have not pulled it. I have not cracked the magic seal.
So you could go ahead and take that tape if you can.
All right,
and cover
I'll
over.
wait for you to switch the camera back to
All right, so
magictrickstore.com or collectibleplayingcards.com.
Yeah. I'm nervous about this.
Kentucky.
I'm going to go to the candy challenge screen just so that we can both see it and they can see our reaction.
That's fine. So I will peel the magic electrical tape. All right, done.
I'm nervous.
I'm nervous
and
too.
excited at the same time.
Mandy!
Uh-oh.
This is your fault.
It's my fault?
All right, we actually have a candy challenge for next week.
Is it what?
Pizza candy canes.
Okay.
Mandy, it's not Christmas. This is not Christmas.
Yeah.
They are seasoned to perfection.
Seasoned to perfection. Pizza candy canes.
And they are yellow and orange to make it better. Archie McPhee. All right, so it's made by a company I've never heard of, so that makes me even more excited and scared at the same time. Ingredients: sugar, corn syrup, water, artificial pizza flavor.
Wow.
And a bunch of other letters and numbers. Tasty letters and numbers. So yes, next week by Archie McPhee. Thank you, Mandy and Hurd, for bringing us next week's candy challenge. You guys will have to tune in and see what it is.
I'm nervous.
Pizza candy canes.
Is there pineapple on the pizza candy canes? Hopefully.
Watch your mouth.
No, that's what Retro asked.
Oh, rude. All right, everybody. Don't forget to like, share this with your friends. If you do, so be so kind. But click a like on the video if you like this. And yeah, we'll be doing some more stuff. And as soon as Retro gets me that sound card, I will get the video up for his new computer. If you guys have been watching my social media, I've got what I'm calling the Resto mod, which is it's a rebuild of a Windows 98 computer with some modern parts. So it's not our restoration; it's a upgrading some of the parts to new stuff. So yeah, it's going to be
retrograde.
It's a Resto mod, and my microphone's not being happy with me because it got ripped off my head as I got up to get these pizza candy canes.
Mandy says, "Remember, I still love you guys."
And it shows, Mandy.
Hey, you know what? It's not bugs.
No, and I'm grateful, but then again, it's also, this may ruin my taste buds for pizza and...
Candy canes.
I don't like sweet things on my pizza. And she's making me eat a sweet candy cane that tastes like pizza.
But what if it's not a sweet candy cane? That's what makes this so interesting.
I'm scared.
What if it's a candy cane that actually tastes like...
You're ruining it. You're making it worse.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out next week, and if you guys are interested...
I'm going to clamp your lips with this. All right. All right, tune in next week, guys. Those of you guys listening on the podcast, yeah, hi. I know you're questioning our sanity, and don't worry, we stopped doing that a long time ago. So tune in next week, same time, same bat channel, or same beard channel. Yeah, same beard time, channel. Same beard channel. Night.
Night.